2019, in the middle of the night, one night I heard Reya scream, and I saw that she was throwing up and her body was getting really stiff. We took her to Henrico Doctors Hospital, and they did a head CT over there and found out that she has intracranial hemorrhaging due to an aneurysm rupture in her brain, and the bleed was pretty big on the right side of her brain. So they made arrangements for us to have her transported to the Children's Hospital of Richmond. She was there for about a month. And during that time when they did her angiogram to coil the aneurysm that had ruptured, they found out that she had an AVM by birth. They told us that after she gets well, the option here is to do a craniotomy on her to try to take the AVM out completely. So she had that craniotomy in June 2020.
An AVM, or an arteriovenous malformation, is a collection of abnormal blood vessels that can be found in just about any part of the body, but in the setting of having it inside the brain, it becomes very tenuous. And these are things that exist without our knowledge until one of the portions of the blood vessels ruptures. And in that case, then you have a bleeding event.
I still remember that ride from Henrico's to VCU. When we entered VCU, there was a whole team of nurses and doctors just waiting down for her where the ambulance entrance is.
From there, it was just hour by hour, day by day, and
we had so many questions, looking at so many things on Google, that whether she'll be able to walk, talk, and Dr. J.C. Bain at that time said, as a doctor, I'll tell you that this girl is going to run from the PICU. She's not going to walk, but she's going to run. She's going to be perfectly fine. And finally that day came and she did run through that PICU unit.
I remember talking with her father one night, and I think the thing that stood out most with me is just the kind of personal conversation that I had with him, sharing that ultimately that I was going to take care of Reya as if she were my own child. And I really truly believe that that when we do that and when we strive to practice in that way, it allows us to do great medical care, but also allows us to be able to be engaged with families and be honest with families in ways that is very important and crucial in really the most dire circumstances.
In these times, a lot of care and love is not given at hospitals, and what love and care is given at VCU, I don't think any child would get that kind of care anywhere else other than VCU.
I have a memory of when she woke up, she saw us and she gave us a smile, and then from that point on, it was just like a few giggles every day. I feel the Children's Hospital team has worked really, really hard for us and her. I mean, just to get her back to where she was. They kind of brought her back to life for us. Dr. Ty, Dr. Reya Cantwell, her neurologist, Dr. Eva Way, and the PICU doctor, Dr. Jessie Bain, all of them just pitched in and they just gave it their all just to make sure that she'd be fine. And she is. So yeah, I like to thank them all, and I just like to tell them that they've given me my world back.
It's not a frequent event, right? Kids don't have this happen to them often, but when they do and they come through and we kind of get to see them in the aftermath, it's always kind of just life-changing. I mean, we see kids who come through who were otherwise healthy, like Reya was, and their world gets turned upside down. And then when we help to kind of start getting the pieces put back together, it really truly is one of those things where you just smile from the inside out. So I'm super glad that her case ended the way that she did, and that she's getting back to life as a normal kid.
This is all I could ask for. As a parent, when you go to a hospital and you don't know what's going on, and when your child comes back to normal, knowing her circumstances, it is a huge deal. Just go straight to CHoR. Throughout our experience, we know that Children's Hospital of Richmond is by far the best hospital for children.